Hey, it's Dan Zimmerman. Welcome to Illustrate to Educate. Don't forget to subscribe for simple, objective videos on topics that matter. There have been a lot of recent events surrounding the Russia-Ukraine conflict. In this video, I'll address some of the most important recent events to help you stay informed. So what happened recently? On Monday, February 22nd, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered troops into separatist pro-Moscow regions of eastern Ukraine in what Russia has called a peacekeeping mission. This happened soon after Putin signed decrees recognizing the independence of Moscow-backed regions. The decrees conveyed Moscow's official recognition over two breakaway territories in the Donbas region of eastern Ukraine, the Donetsk People's Republic and the Luhansk People's Republic. The decrees recognized them as independent states and guaranteed their security with Russian troops. To further understand why this is a big deal, we need to look at the history of Ukraine's separatist regions. When Ukraine's Moscow-friendly president Viktor Yanukovych was driven from office by mass protests in February 2014, Russia responded by annexing Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula. Afterwards, an insurgency took place in eastern Ukraine's region known as Donbas. In April 2014, Russia-backed rebels seized government buildings in Donetsk and Luhansk regions, proclaimed the creation of People's Republics, and battled Ukrainian troops and volunteer battalions. In the months that followed, the separatist regions held a popular vote to declare independence and make a bid to become part of Russia. Ukraine and the West accused Russia of backing the insurgency and the rebels with troops and weapons. Russia has denied this accusation, saying any Russians who fought there were volunteers. There were several battles between Ukrainian troops and rebels that took place in 2014. In August 2014, a peace agreement was signed in Minsk, Belarus, between Ukrainian government, the rebels, and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, the OSCE, that included a ceasefire, a pullback of all foreign fighters, an exchange of prisoners and hostages, an amnesty for rebels, and a promise that separatist regions could have a degree of self-rule. However, that deal quickly collapsed, and large-scale fighting resumed, leading to another major defeat of Ukrainian forces at Debaltseve in January to February of 2015. A similar peace agreement was created again, signed in Minsk, but this time backed by leaders of Russia, Ukraine, France, and Germany. This agreement did help to stop large-scale battles, but essentially gave rebels political control of the regions, which has caused tension in the area for the past 8 years. The main response to Russia's actions at this point are sanctions from several countries. If you're not familiar with what a sanction is a penalty imposed by one country against another, often in order to stop it from acting aggressively or breaking international law. Sanctions are often designed to hurt a country's economy or the finances of individual citizens, such as leading politicians. They are among the toughest measures nations can use short of going to war. Currently, there are several countries that have already imposed sanctions on Russia. The UK has announced a series of sanctions against Russia, including the freezing of assets of 5 banks along with 3 Russian billionaires. The European Union is sanctioning 27 Russian individuals and organizations, including banks, which include cutting off the ability to access funds from EU banks and banning trade between EU and the 2 rebel-held regions. The United States has sanctioned 5 key Russian elites and added restrictions on U.S. deals involving Russia's national debt. The White House is prepared to impose wider sanctions should Russia further invade Ukraine. And Germany has halted certification of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline, which is a 750-mile pipeline that connects Russia to Germany and could deliver 55 billion cubic meters of gas per year, worth about $15 billion to the Russia state-owned company Gazprom. The list goes on, as there are many more countries still announcing sanctions. So what's the plan moving forward? It seems that the main objective is to use diplomacy to de-escalate the situation in Ukraine. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the door to diplomacy still remains open with Russia. In addition, the Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said his nation has 2 plans. Plan A is to utilize every tool of diplomacy to deter Russia and prevent further escalation, and if that fails, he says that his country will, quote, fight for every inch of our land in every city and every village, to fight until we win, of course. Did you find this video helpful about the Ukraine-Russia conflict? Please like this video and subscribe to Illustrate to Educate to support more simple and objective videos on topics that matter. And if you haven't seen part 1 of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, be sure to check it out to the right.